Yeah, I mean, this game was just a microcosm of our season this year. It's just who we've been and who we continue to be, and until we change our ways, it's going to continue that way. So, played well in stretches. I thought our fight in the second half was good. Our defense was better in the second half. I thought we lost this thing in the first. The whole key with KU, we wanted to keep the ball in front of us. No layups, no dunks, make them beat us with floaters, shots in the lane, shots over hands. And I don't know how many dunks they had in the first half, but it was at least probably half a dozen. And, the ball screen defense was designed to take that away, but we just didn't execute it. In the second half, did a better job. And the overload play that they ran, I think they scored on it 3, maybe 4 times. Our guys didn't do a very good job of recognizing that. So, those things, if the margin for error for Colorado right now is really, really thin and very, very small, and we're not living up to it. So I knew Bill would have them ready out of the chute, which he did, but we can't sustain anything right now, unfortunately, offensively or defensively, even though we had some good moments.
Coach, you talk about good moments. Sebastian, career high tonight. What have you seen from him throughout the season?
Aggressiveness, toughness. He's just got to play smarter. He's just got to start recognizing situations. Like for example, when there's 1 second on the shot clock and we know they're running a lob play, we're yelling lob, and he's 6'10". All you got to do is get a hand on that thing and they score out of it. Like those are the little. We didn't lose the game on that play, but that's an example of where he can get better, and he will get better. But his toughness, he's not afraid, and he's going to keep getting better and better. But I'm proud of all of our guys. But Sebastian played well at times tonight for sure on the offensive end.
Coach, you've been here before. You're no stranger to this place.
Yeah.
A lot of teams get down big and they kind of.
Yeah.
You guys didn't. I mean, I know UFC you lost by 1. I know Arizona State.
Yeah.
Getting over the hump. I mean, how?
Getting over the hump is going to take a collective effort by us, and again, when I say a microcosm of our year, 9 offensive rebounds, 5 in the second half, and backbreakers where we get a stop, we play good defense, and we don't come up with the rebound and they whap a 3. I can't tell you how many times this happened to Colorado this year, in league play and non-conference play, you name it, and those are the things, the little things, I know the KU fans are dialed into KU and they don't watch us, but the people who have watched Colorado basketball this year understand what I'm talking about. And but yeah, the fight of our guys. You look at that Houston game, you look at tonight. We're not going away, but we're just not good enough to sustain to get over that hump. We're just not right now, and we at some point. I do believe at some point we will, and we'll win a game. I don't know when it'll be, but. Next opportunity is against Central Florida on Saturday, and that's what we got. That's all we can, that's all we can worry about right now. We got to learn from this and get better from this. But the unfortunate things is we're not getting better in a lot of areas. Although tonight our turnovers were much better. 8 turnovers for the game, and that's been an Achilles heel for this team. So again, that helped us stay in the game. But our rebounding has not been where it needs to be.
Coach, you've coached some great players that are not just great players, but teammates and leaders, whether it be Tyler Bay, Evan Batty, McKinley Wright.
Yeah.
Is there any intangibles that you wish you guys had more of right now to get you over that hump?
I wish we had a little bit more toughness as a group. Yeah. And it's not like I don't think we're necessarily soft. We're just not tough. I've never called this team out in terms of being soft, and I won't. But I do think we could be tougher. And toughness shows up in rebounding, and that's where this team has not lived up to the standards. And we got plenty of length, we got plenty of size to get it. It's hard. And you mentioned Tyler Bay, you mentioned McKinley Wright, one of the best rebounding guards we've had. You mentioned Evan Batty. Their toughness was at a high level, and our toughness needs to get better. But it's frustrating because. We don't need to be in the position that we're in, but we are there, and we're there for a reason. And we got to understand that. Our players have to understand that. I certainly understand that as a coach, and I haven't done a very good job to get them out of it. So it's not going to be like I'm going to quit trying.
And then what's it like to be on the opposing bench as opposed to.
Yeah, I've been on both benches. I asked Danny yesterday in the office, like, have you ever been on the opposing bench? He said he hasn't. So I said, well, it's not quite as much fun. So at least in my experience as the head coach at Colorado here, and I know that's the tradition of this building, and obviously they're very, very difficult to beat here. The crowd is phenomenal. So I don't have to tell you guys Kansas is a special place. I would just say don't take it for granted.
You mentioned the crowd. Just what did you think of the reception you had?
It was very nice. I knew when Kansas fans have class, they're knowledgeable, and there's very few of them probably here that remember me playing tonight, but there's a lot of them that remember Danny playing, and but they're class fans. It's a class program. Bill's done an unbelievable job since he's been here, and Kansas is it's a gold standard. You look at the investments that they've made in this building since I played. I mean, when I walked into Fieldhouse, there was a tartan track and blue canvas aprons. And that was about it. And some bleachers, and it was great on game night. But now you walk around here and you see all the bells and whistles. They've invested in this program. You can tell.
When was the last time you were here in Allen ahead of this trip?
I can't remember. I don't know what I had for breakfast today, so I can't tell you. I know it wasn't a great experience. I felt then like I feel now, but I don't know. A few years ago, we played a non-conference game here. I know they still owe us a non-conference game, by the way, that COVID deal. But I haven't talked to Bill about that.
Tad, it's one game at a time, but they come to your place real soon. Does it excite you about that rematch?
Well, yeah, we just got to worry about the next game. I know we see them here shortly in a couple weeks, and they'll scout us. We'll scout them. It's going to be a whole different game, and I'm hoping that we can have the kind of crowd that they had tonight, and we keep the Jayhawks out of there. I'm a little worried about that, given our year, but hey, we'll be ready to go. So we just got to worry about Central Florida on Saturday. That's the one thing we just got to focus on and regroup on.
Coach, you mentioned your guys' ball screen defense. What did you see out of KJ Adams in the short roll free throw line?
Yeah, they're so good. Hunter Dickinson's a really good passer. Obviously, he just throws it up, and KJ goes and gets it, and vice versa. Those two do a great job. Their freshman big is just going to get better and better. But KJ Adams his athleticism, his ability to jump and get off the floor so quickly. I was disappointed in our bigs not going up, and I wasn't expecting to steal those passes, but just deflect them out of bounds, and don't give them a dunk. That's the biggest thing. And part of it was our ball screen defense, but the other part was our other big that was guarding the big on the baseline. That I got to watch the film to see, but it wasn't very good in the first half. It was better in the second half, but in the first half it was atrocious, and that's why they got the dunks and we got the crowd going. And our defense, they shot 57% in the first half. They all dunks and layups. Got to take those away from KU if you want to have a chance to beat them.
Tad, you've mentioned in recent weeks and just alluded to it again that you don't feel like maybe this team has improved as the season has gone on, but the way you played against Houston, the way you played tonight, is there any confidence that maybe that's changing a little bit going forward?
Yeah, I think, again, I'm like our players. I want results, and I want wins, and I'm not saying our team hasn't gotten better in certain areas. They haven't gotten better in the areas that we need to get better in to win a game, and that's defending. You don't come into Allen Fieldhouse and give up 57% in the first half and expect to win. It's rebounding. You don't give a team 9 offensive rebounds if you expect to win. You got to, and we haven't been winning the rebounding battle. We do occasionally, but we don't do consistently. And to me, you look at the top teams in this league, and KU's one of the top teams, and I know they're not probably playing as well against K-State the other day or against us as well as they're capable of playing, but they defend. You look, they're giving up 38% in the league, field goal percentage defense. There's a reason that they win most of their games, not all their games. And they're, we're not good enough defensively. We're not good enough rebounding the basketball, and we're not consistent enough offensively. We had a lot of really good looks tonight. I thought our quick jump shots. You take quick jump shots in this building, you're just waiting to get beat. And we took a lot of quick ones in the first half. I thought we did a better job in the second half, not shooting it as quick, making them work. But yeah, the consistency, Pat, is the consistency at the things it takes to win is what we need. And we've gotten better 2 games in a row now with turnovers. 12 against Houston, 8 tonight. We keep doing that, we'll give ourselves a chance if we start defending and rebounding.
Okay. All right, thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.